love this. Thank you, Meredith, for forcing me to run around like a maniac in Miami shopping for props. But I have one, and I'm proud of it. It is a can. You know why it's a can? We don't want canned answers. We want planned answers. Correct? Pre-planned so that we know, because I believe every single person in this audience on our day comes up with great answers. Don't we? You're like, wow, that was good. But can you do it again? Can you replicate it? Can you guarantee to me that the answer you gave your customer to that objection, you can do it as well the next time? If not, you need to pre-plan it. So we don't want it canned. I'm not going to throw it. I'm a little bit more genteel than Jim. I'm going to roll it gently. There we go, fairly gently. Oh, it landed in the liver. It's just getting really ugly over there. Oh, you can see it, right? So anyway, what you want to do is pre-plan your answers. Of course, you'll usually have at least 3 answers, depending on the reason they're asking the objection. Then you're going to put them in a book. We work with a huge company. In fact, at the Management Summit this afternoon, they're going to be here, WCI. They did over $3 billion in sales in 2005. And we work with them. We train them on a regular basis and work with their company, which is impressive to us that they value training so much. And they have a book with answers to objections. We got to see it. It's an amazing thing. So when somebody's new, they come and sit down and they go, okay, what are the objections? Here are the reasons. What's the reason for it? And here are some of the answers. So if it's good enough for them, it should be good enough for all of us. And what you want to do, write out your top 40 objections and then come up with the top 10, the ones that you know you're going to hear frequently. All right, moving right along. So we've answered the objection, pre-planned answer. The next thing we want to do is close. Let me ask you this. Who likes closing? This is interesting. I don't know where this is going in as much. I don't know how many hands. Could I ask you that again? Please help me with this unofficial poll. Who likes closing? I'm going to say it's about 46%, give or take, approximately, of the audience. That's right. We have a theory that the 2 reasons that people don't close is they either don't know the words or they're afraid. In other words, they may be a little chicken. So that's my big prop that I'm proud of. By the way, don't worry, it doesn't have the avian flu. I checked it already. We had a medical exam. Anyway, some people might say that salespeople are chicken. I don't believe that. I've been a salesperson, as I said, all my life, and I don't believe that any of us are chicken. I just don't think we know the words. Would anybody agree with that? We just don't know what to say when we get there. Well, guess what? We're going to help you with that. A little bit from me, a lot more from John Palumbo. We're going to talk about closing. So I want you to say this with me, and I'll say it a couple of times, and let's say it together. I'm not a chicken. I just don't know the words. Let's say it. I'm not a chicken. I just don't know the words. One more. Now, let's think about this. Your sales manager comes to you, and they say, how come you're not closing enough? You're going to say, well, Roland said to say this. Let's say it. I'm not a chicken. I just don't know the words. So we're going to throw away the chickens. I don't believe any of us are chickens. We just need to focus on the words to get to closing. All right? Round of applause for yourselves if you'd like, because I know that you're not a chicken. So let's focus on those words. Some of the words that you would say. So we're on step 5 now. We've answered the objection. Just confirm you answered it correctly. Close it. Such as, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yes. How does that work for you? Now, if they were a lamb or an S, highly kinesthetic, as you were saying, sort of touchy-feely people, and they came in and they were really concerned when they walk in, then it's totally appropriate once you've answered their objection to say, do you feel more comfortable now? Right? Make sure that you've answered it. Don't keep rambling, because this whole process, the whole 6 steps, if you follow it really, can be about, what, 2-3 minutes at most. It doesn't have to be drawn out. So just make sure that you close it, though, before you move on. So do you feel better now? Does that make sense? How does that work for you? Close it before you move on. And that's why also we're going to put closing in the keep box over here, because we're going to work on the words. Yeah. Okay, so close. So where are we? So we've closed it. Does that make sense? How does that work for you? Do you feel more comfortable now? Make sure that you've confirmed that you answered it correctly. Step 6, move on. Just move on. Don't major in the minors. Stop drilling, you found oil. Don't sell past the close, like I'm doing right now, just to give you an example of how we can do it. Once you've answered the objection correctly, you can move on. All right? So bottom line, that is a 6-step process. First of all, you listen. I hear you. Step 2, reflect and minimize. A little concerned about the view next door? Those kinds of things. Step 3, question the objection with an open-ended question. Compliment them. Make sure they feel good about asking, recognizing that it's a buying signal. Step 4, answer the objection. with a pre-planned answer, one that you can replicate whether you're having a good hair day or a bad hair day. You want to give the same great answer every single time. By the way, it's the first time they've heard it. So if it's a plan, it's not canned. They haven't heard this stuff before, and they'll feel better. Close it. Make sure that they agree with you, and then just move on. All right? So bottom line, those are the steps. One more thing I'd like to share with you is a little poem that I love. Be careful of your thoughts, for your thoughts become your words. Be careful of your words, because your words become your actions. Be careful of your actions, because your actions become your habits. Be careful of your habits, because your habits become your character. Be careful of your character, because your character becomes your destiny. Thank you very, very much. I've loved working with you here. It's been a pleasure. And create great habits, if you will.